Good day, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to introduce myself. My name's Lisa McCool. I'm head of operations and sales at Treeno Software, and my goal here today is being able to share with you the changes that have been happening behind the scenes. Not only have we been working on the new admin portal, we are in the process of updating our infrastructure at our primary and co-locations. I personally would like to hear from you if there's anything you feel that Treeno should be doing to enhance your overall use and experience of the service. I've included my phone number and email address for this purpose. Today we will be focusing on the administrative GUI, which will be released on July 20th. As you can see, as you'll see in the demonstration, the new admin page provides a clean, modern interface that makes important information easily accessible. The multi-edit capability will allow the administrator to make instant changes across many users, groups, and cabinets. And what we'll be doing is addressing how do you add new users, how do you modify permissions, how do you create new cabinets and document types, and how do you modify the existing permissions in the new view in the new GUI. I would like to introduce Gil Emery, who's the manager of our technical support team. Gil joined the Treeno team back in 2016. He came to the organization with over 6 years of Treeno admin and user experience, which has been invaluable to Treeno, our customers, and our partners. With that, I'd like to introduce Gil and turn over the demonstration.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Should be sharing out my right screen here so you can see the new admin screen and how it looks.
And we do see that, Gil.
Okay. When you first log into the new admin, you can see it has the layout like this. Still has just the same layout on the left side with the different sections like manage users, manage groups, cabinets, manage document types, recycle bin, system preferences where we'll contain the advanced folder settings, global settings, under barcodes, and then workflow as well. All these sections are kind of organized the same way as they were in the original existing admin. It's just the way it looks and the way it works is a little bit different. So we'll go over manage users to start with. You could log in and then you would click manage users. You can see that we now will have you limit the number of users you can see on the screen at any one time. I'm using my demo department, so there's only 2 there, but if there was a group of users, I know several of you have a lot of different usernames in your departments. You can set it up so you can just see 5 or 10, 50, or all of them. These are all clickable as well, so if you wanted to change the sort order, see how it changes the order as well. Or you can filter out just for those ones that you're looking for. So if you're looking, for example, here, I guess it would have worked if I had another username in there, but it would filter out and just show the users that match that filter. To add a new user, I just want to add as well, the new admin interface works with Chrome, Edge, and Firefox. It does not work with Internet Explorer. So if you need to make changes into the admin once we deploy this, you will need to use Chrome to do this. One of those browsers, Internet Explorer, is not supported. To add a new user, you click Add New User. This pop-up will appear. You would type in your username, type in the email address, and the password. Note you only have to do it once this time. You don't have to do it twice. You don't display the password. If you check the box here for must change password, it will require the user to change the password at login. But this is also where you can identify a guest user. A change in this build is the previous build limits the changed guest user to a certain amount of hours. I think the top end was 24, but you can type in any number here, and that's when that username that you log in will expires in those number of hours. So you can expand the number of hours that a guest user expires a little bit easier here. So once you type in the username and password, click Save, and if it's taken, you'll get a message down here at the bottom. Go back and recreate it again. It'll ask you the cabinets that you want this user to have access to, just like it did before. You can click on any of the boxes the same way, or you can mix and match the ones that you need. You can hit update. We'll save it. Notice I created a new user right here. If you have, from this screen right here, you can force the users to change all their passwords. If I was to check all the usernames off, up here in this little sprocket right here, you can see must change password. If I choose that, all users will be required to change the password the next time they log in. That was done under a separate section before, and now it's all included under the user section. You can assign cabin permissions from here. If I check the username, I'll work with this user. If I click under the sprocket, I'm always calling this the sprocket on the right side. I can choose cabinet permissions, choose the users individually. You can also do it as a group if needed. Note that we've moved the barcodes around, where before for printing user barcodes, you'd go under the section, I believe it was manage barcodes. But if you needed to print a barcode for this user's inbox, you have to go into the manage user section and then choose the user and then print barcode. Pop-up should appear with the barcode. If you're not an administrator, the users will still have the ability to print barcodes. They're just not going to see all these other options here. So that feature still works. They're just not going to see the other options. You can create groups under manage groups. Works the same way. Just looks a little bit differently. You create a new group. And you can choose the users that belong to it, that need to belong to it, and hit save. Note at this point I haven't, since we created it, now I can go in and choose the cabinets that I want this group to belong to or have access to. So I go under group permission, I click on the sprocket again, cabinet permissions, choose the cabinets. If your organization has a lot of groups, it would appear here as well in the same way. You can change the sorting order. You can change how many you want to display. You can also change permissions across all groups the same way by choosing group members right up there. Manage cabinets. Looks a lot different. We're showing the indexes that are in each cabinet off the list. You can sort the same way. So if I wanted to create, let's create a new cabinet first. I'll show you. So we're going to create another accounts payable cabinet. I'm clicking up in the upper right-hand corner, add new cabinet. I'm going to call it accounts payable. And then here, where I'm saying add new row, I can quickly default and add as many indexes as I want to right off the bat, where the old version you had to save the first group, save the first few, was it 8 or 9, and then you had to go back and start over again. So with this change here, it'll automatically create all the default values that you need to create a cabinet right off the bat. You don't have to just save every time you go out of it. So I'm going to create my cabinet, calling it, that's the name of it. I'm going to do an invoice number. I'm going to add a new row. It's because I forgot to add it before. I'm going to click Save. Notice I created a new cabinet, but what I wanted to show you here is now I can filter by cabinet name. So if I wanted to show just a cabinet by the name of Gil, notice how as I was typing it, it displayed just those that matched. It's dynamic enough that it'll narrow it down as you search, as you type the field in. I can go into the cabinet index. I'm going to play edit with this one. I check the box off. And off to the right side, I can edit the index list if I need to make changes or add an index. I can add drop-down values to an index, and I want to use my HR cabinet because I already did that. Where before, if you had drop-down values, you had to go to under System Preferences, I believe it was, and then Index drop-downs. I can choose the cabinet, and right from there, I can go select Edit Index List. So here's all my indexes. I can check off the ones that are date fields. I can check off the indexes that are required. But right from here, I can also go and edit my index, my drop-down values. So instead of having to go to another whole section and add drop-down values, I can do it right from here. I can delete an index if I click the row, I believe here. I can delete the index. Regular expressions will work a little differently. Some of regular expressions are forced the data to be entered in a certain formula, a certain format. Several people have it so the dates can be entered in a certain format or dollar amounts or a certain format for like a phone number. So we pre-built some of our more common ones. If I choose a whole number, for example, this is going to force only a whole number with no decimals in it. If your department's using it, that's how you can change that. I believe you can change the way they appear in this cabinet as well. Actually, index, delete index in that way. So once you make your changes, you can hit save. You can change permissions to the cabinet, I believe, from here. If I was to go permission, you can choose the users that you want to have access to the cabinet right from this section. You could do it globally if I was to select all the cabinet names right here. Up on the right side, I can change permissions. Works a little differently. Now this is where group permissions is. You have the groups at the top and the users at the bottom. So we're making changes for the permissions for all the cabinets that are selected. And here I just need to choose what I want. Do I want the group to have access or the individual users? So you can change more dynamically as a group of them as well. Same place here is for those that use cabinet indexing. I'm sorry. Indexing. I think I see a few people in this group that have it. You come into this section, you print barcode, and this allows you to print the barcode for the cabinet to allow you to keep using indexing. We'll pop up here in a minute with the barcode. And to delete a cabinet, if you want to delete a cabinet, it works the same way. I can choose the cabinet I want to delete. I'm going to use my test cabinet and delete. So I just deleted my cabinet I created. These rows are also clickable, as you can see. I click just the rows. It'll bring you right into the cabinet. That's how that works. Document types. Notice that the drop down at the top still, you can sort by as many as you want to see. In this case, it looks like I have 35 document types, 5 pages of 5. I can search for them here if I wanted to search for those document types that have a name in it, by name. Notice I just typed in GIL, and it quickly just shows those that have GIL in it as a document name. If I want to show all of them instead of just the first 5, filters down from the 34 that were created. And once I did that, you notice I can also now sort the way the list is displayed. To edit cabinet, to edit a document type index, I would check the document type. I can edit the name here if I want to change the name of it. I can change the indexes. I need to add a new index to this. I can make that index on a document type required. I could call it a date field. This is also where you're going to drop down values for the index as well, where before that was done on a separate screen as well, so we're putting these all in one spot. Notice I just clicked add row, and I can quickly add all the rows that I need to. If I need to add multiple document types, indexes, drop down values for the document type, I can do it very quickly from there. the document type will show all the drop-down values listed here. The regex the same way if those are an option if you're using them. If I need to go in and edit the drop-down values, click out of that. I can click the row, connect with the row. Over here, modify the index list. I didn't save the drop-down values. You notice it didn't keep it because I didn't save it. I didn't save it at the end, so I'll go back in and add a couple just to show you. Add address. Click save. Don't forget to hit save here at the end, or you'll just do what I just did. I forgot it didn't save the drop-down values. I'll show you. I'll go back here. I'll go into the thing, modify the index. There's the drop-down values. From here, you will also assign the cabinets it belongs to. Let's say we want to select all the ones that have GIL and assign these to a cabinet. I just multi-selected all the document types. Cabinet permissions. Looks like so. And from here, you'll choose the cabinets that you wish it to have those new ones displayed in. Then hit update. Or you can do those one at a time. Let's make a quick note here.
And I'd speak to where this comes in.
Sorry.
Where this comes in really handy is when you're creating something like an email document type that you've set up, but you want to have that capability across multiple cabinets. This allows you to do it once versus going into each cabinet and enabling it on the one-off. So it's really trying to streamline that process.
So in this case here, this one document type, I want to enable in multiple cabinets. I just select the document type. Now I can come in here and enable it in multiple cabinets. Done. It'll show the cabinets listed here. If there are group permissions assigned to your document type, select the sprocket again, come over to group permissions, and assign and deny the groups as appropriate right there that you need. And I believe it's easy to add a document type as I click Add Document Type. Save. It'll show you right off the bat right here. If it has an index value, it does not have an index value, it'll be listed right there. You can, under cabinets as well, if you can select a cabinet, you can choose I thought I could choose the document types to display that way. Under there, you can click permission. You can choose the users that belong to the cabinet from there. Or if I multi-select the cabinet, it's the same way. Change permissions. Oh, that's right, I'm putting the document types. To print, where right now you have to go into the manage barcodes and print any barcode area. From here, you can print the barcode for that document type, the generic document type tab. For those that are not indexed, don't have an index value, and hit print barcode. There's a standard generic document type tab. It will not let you print one that has indexes on it because those work differently. You notice you don't have the ability to print those.
And again, speaking here, we could select, so we're selecting one at a time to print those off, but we're doing it at the tab level.
You can multi-select as well. You notice it's going to give me a message I can't print those for indexes. So in that case, I can multi-print the ones that don't have indexes.
And again, what we're trying to see here is the ability to, easily grab the information you need with a single click process versus having to go into each one individually.
Under Manage Barcodes, we have the ability to print new barcodes. You can print them for users or document types the same way. Should present us with a list of the users or document types here. So that bit functionality is there as well. You can do it from either spot. Another key thing I wanted to point out that's new in this is the recycle bin. We're now displaying the approximate storage that will be saved in a recycle bin if you delete the files. So in this case, my recycle bin in my test cabinet I can save about 1 gigabyte of space, just under 1 gigabyte of space if I delete the files. You can still set auto clean items that are there. As our administrators know, nothing is deleted from Treeno unless you remove it from the recycle bin. But if you enable this option here, auto clean. This will automatically delete items from the recycle bin. So if you want to keep a safety net over a period of time, or you just want to maintain your storage a little bit more efficiently, you can choose the period of how often you want the items to be cleared out. To restore from the recycle bin, the icons look a little differently. From here, this is a cabinet, so if I click, notice now I can drill into the cabinets a little bit better. These are cabinets. These are individual folders. If I want to restore that, I click Restore. Notice we don't have the, what was it before, floppy disk. Right now it's the Restore symbol. Or if I want to delete it totally from the storage, I just click the trash can and it removes it. Well, the key thing that we added here was the ability to at least be able to see how much storage you have in the recycle bin, what you'll be able to save.
And again, this was based on some great feedback from our existing partners and clients to really help give visibility onto what's being stored in those recycling bin areas.
Pretty much covers what we want to cover today. Barcodes and workflows look a lot different. We'll cover workflows in another training session. It's a different type of display compared to what is already being used, but we'll cover that in another session.
So with that being said, we're actually going to turn it over to questions that you might have out there in the field that we could address for you. We did have one question on when will the product be released. The admin portal will actually be updated on July 20th of this year. So you'll be seeing that when you log in on that Monday morning or that Sunday morning. If you want to get on and start playing around, it will be available to you then. There was a question from, let's see if I can open this outside real quick. How do you manage unprocessed barcodes? Gil, I probably should let you be the presenter so you can jump back into the admin view.
Go ahead. It's all under the reconcile, the manage barcodes reconcile. In this case, you can filter them by all. You'll notice that on the right side it says scanned. So manage barcodes. Actually, let me just go back out of that, come back in. Manage barcodes, reconcile. You can see the ones here that are scanned, shows that it's been processed. The ones that don't have anything in those, these are the ones we created as part of the training class, show that they've been unprocessed. You can sort by that as well. You just want to see the processed or unprocessed ones. Leave here, you have the option to reconcile, which would delete it from the table, which would delete the barcode. But from here, you have the ability to sort and display everything a little bit better onto one screen.
Are there any other questions? We'll give it another minute or so for, thanks. Kim reached out to you, Gil. Thanks, Gil. Looks great. So much easier. So excited to hear that there's some positive feedback coming in. I'm hoping everybody sees the clean, modern view, the consolidated administrative management that's being provided, easy retrieval of the document types or the barcodes that need to be performed. The goal was really to make administration simpler, less steps. Again, we would love to have any of your feedback as you continue to use the product, whether it's just on this upgrade or anything going forward. We'd love to help support you, so feel free to reach out to us. Reach out to Gil or myself directly or the support organization directly. With that being said, I definitely thank everybody for joining us. Hope you have a fantastic day, and we look forward to seeing you on the next webinar. Take care, everyone.